All right, it's 11:16 a.m. on deck 22, and we're about to give. They gave me a new student services counselor, Katrine Foster. So we're going to try and give Katrine Foster a call and get my money back from these scam artists at GCU.
Thank you for calling Grand Canyon University. If you know your party's 7-digit extension, please enter it now. Hang on. Your phone call may be monitored or recorded for quality and training purposes. Thanks for calling Grand Canyon University. This is Nicole. Okay,
I'm sorry, say that again?
Thank you for calling Grand Canyon University. This is Nicole. How can I assist you?
Yeah, I'm trying to find the student services counselor, Katrine Foster.
Okay, can transfer you to that line. May I please stay on a brief hold?
Okay.
Perfect. Thank you for holding. Just going to be a few moments. Student Services, Catherine speaking.
Hi, Katrin. I'm Michael Duncan. I'm been trying to get in touch with somebody. Previously, I was had a student services counselor, Maya Henley, and I don't know why, but that changed. And I've been trying to get a hold of somebody to try and get my money back from GCU.
Okay, let me get you pulled up. What's your phone number on file?
Probably 719-783-2880.
And then please verify email address and home address.
Well, are you looking for the GCU email?
Or your personal email.
So it's ridgerunner1861@gmail.com.
And address?
165 Sangre Drive, West Cliff, Colorado, 81252.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so what do you mean by getting your money returned?
Well, I was promised a Christian education and I didn't receive it, so I need my money back.
Okay, but you completed the 3 courses that you took.
Well, I was in the courses, but I raised complaints about it, but there was never resolution to those complaints.
Okay, did you reach out to Maya's manager?
I reached out to Maya. I don't know who Maya's manager is.
Okay, you would have to reach out to him. There's nothing that I specifically can do, so I would reach out to him. Do you want me to give you his contact information?
Yeah, if you could, please.
Sure. So his name is Jeff, and his phone number is area code 602 639.
Hold on one moment, please. I'm looking for Jeff at 6. What's the area code?
602
602
639
639
6467.
6467. Okay, so I know that, any idea why it is that I have a different student services counselor and, why I was told I needed to speak to a student services counselor about this, and then I have a different...
Well, Maya's no longer at GCU.
Okay. Okay, well, all right, so I was never informed of that. I was only ever given her information as the person I needed to speak to. But, and then I was told I need to speak to a student services counselor about this, and then, you're telling me that Jeff is her boss, but I don't know who Jeff is, so
There's nothing I can do because you completed the courses. You have passing grades in the courses. I don't have the authority to just issue a refund randomly to anybody. So you have to talk to the manager to go through that process.
Okay. All right. I'll try this Jeff guy then.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye.
Okay, so I do have this Jeff Kasparek, whatever this guy is, on this email. I'm looking at 639-6467. This is an office phone, so I'm gonna try this number, but I doubt they're going to do anything because this is a trash university and this is an absolute scam. So we're gonna try Jeff Kasparek now. But hold on, there is a toll. I don't know. So 1-622-639-6467.
Student Services, this is Jeff.
Hi, Jeff. I'm Michael Duncan. I was told I need to talk to you about trying to get a refund for my money.
All right. Can I have you verify for me phone, email, and address, please?
Yeah, 719-783-2880. Email ridgerunner1861@gmail. And then the address 165 Sangre Drive, West Cliff, Colorado 81252.
Sorry, can you do that phone number for me one more time?
719-783-2880.
All right, thank you. Take a look. Okay. You're stating that you want a refund for the course?
For 3 of them.
For all 3 courses?
Yeah.
Okay. And then is there a basis that you're making this request on?
Well, I was promised a Christian education and I didn't receive it. I was raising complaints and issues with both the instructors for the courses as well as with Maya Henley, and either I was not given a response or I was told I need to speak with someone else.
Okay. Unfortunately, I'm not able to submit for a request on the basis that you didn't receive a Christian education without specifics as to the expectation of services to be provided and how those will violate.
Well, this is easy to do. I know what a Christian education is and I didn't receive it.
Okay. Can you expound on how you're defining a Christian education?
Yeah, well, for one thing, it's for one thing, the Word of God is the ultimate authority. There is no other authority except the sole infallible rule of faith and practice, which is the Word of God. Second of all, there's human interaction. There is no such thing as just posting private reflections and subjective sentiments to a message board, and as long as you make a post, it's true, correct, and complete. You get the full credit for the course. Fact of life is, without it, I was promised that there would be like lectures and teacher interactions and these sorts of things, and so there would be points of confusion and questions that I had that I didn't realize were points of confusion or questions that I had until it was too late, and it was already, the grades were already in. And I raised these issues with the instructors, and I was told I need to speak with Maya Henley, and then I spoke with Maya Henley, and she says, oh, well, we don't actually do lectures and this sort of thing. So without human interaction, we are not actually doing any sort of teaching. That's the ordained means for instruction. You cannot instruct people without human interaction.
So I'm failing to follow a little bit. You're saying that questions that you had were not answered and addressed within the academic context of the class?
That would be one thing as well. There would be things like it was something to the effect of some sort of access to like libguides or something to this effect that I wasn't aware of. And so I was missing information and not getting things, not able to do some of the work because I didn't know what libguides was. But also there's no teacher interaction outside of emails. There's no lecturing. There's no teaching being done. You're given a reading list, and then you choose what you want to respond to. You write a paragraph about that, and it doesn't matter what it is that you write, as long as you write something. That's not an education. I already know that stuff. I'm not growing and learning if anything that I already believe is already true.
Okay. The academic context and evaluation and assessing work submitted, in an academic sense, it is something that I believe you are provided in the classroom, and I mean it's evidenced here. In terms of the pedagogy and the instructional format, I mean, yes, that is something that's done online, and there's both resources that are provided in the class, and as far as lectures, yes, they're done in advance in static notes, but if there's an ongoing discussion or dialogue that you're looking to have in the classroom, it's not necessarily going to always be something that's a one-on-one interaction in every circumstance with the instructor, but that resource and that option is available to you if you have additional questions. Now, it's not done synchronously in a communication format. I mean, it would be asynchronous communication through a messaging board, but that would be something that I would think would be inherently understood in a non-traditional class format like this.
Well, you could say that it's you think it would be understood, but that was not my understanding. So I assumed, for example, that because I'm in different non-traditional classrooms, I've got either Zoom or WebEx, wherein a professor will teach, and then if I have a question, there's a point in time wherein I can ask the question. And there's a live interaction with a real human being. Now, if it is the case that I'm given, for example, a reading list, and there's a professor I don't know who they are. I don't know what they look like. I don't know what they sound like. And all it is a reading list. And then I pick and choose what I want to read and then post an interaction. And for example, I brought this up and I found the email here, and this was to Maya Henley, and her response is, the instructors are there to facilitate the course and not to teach new material to students. Well, I am here the point of being in college is to learn new material. And I need a teacher to do that. And the nature of a Christian education is that there is no such thing as just learning by myself, and whatever I feel is the truth becomes the truth. We are taught the truth. There are people who are ordained, or called rather, people who are called to be teachers. It's God's plan for their life that they be a teacher. And there is a real human interaction with this. And we can do a non-traditional thing all we want to. I'm in a college course learning Scottish Gaelic in Scotland. Fact of life is, I not only have the ability to email, for example, which is not, the fastest thing to do, but it is an email thing. But there is the once a week I'm in a classroom with a real human being and other human beings where there's teaching and then the ability to ask a question. I was promised an education. I was not provided an education. The not teach new material to students, that's literally the purpose of education, is to teach new material.
Well, I think new may be semantically misapplied in this case, but yes, the instructors will, go ahead and provide on resources and provide instruction to resources that are already present, but there's not going to be a sort of live action improvised lecture occurring within the classroom in a synchronous format that's delivered. The resources and the materials are in the classroom in a static and accessible format to accommodate, the asynchronous learning and absorption of materials. But to say that, that wasn't something that was realized after the first couple of weeks in the class, and then to proceed through the next 3 classes or 2 classes beyond that, I don't see that having a valid argument, unfortunately.
Okay, well, that's not
Christian education. You're talking about formats and pedagogy. This wasn't something that appears to have come up in any of the prior classes from the notes that I'm able to review. So, I understand that you're frustrated about some aspects, but
no, I'm frustrated about every aspect. I was complaining about this the whole time.
Okay, but yet you were still proceeding forward with the education and its format. As far as the services provided, there were the resources for the classroom, the assessments were graded. So to state that, an education wasn't provided and the resources were provided, there were the learning objectives outlined, the extent to which those learning objectives were demonstrated and then assessed, that was recorded. So I'm sorry, I don't see how or where I can go ahead and submit for a refund in this case.
Okay, is this the Christian means of education? See, if I'm promised a Christian education, when I'm on the phone with Maya Henley in the process of applying and all this sort of thing. And I'm assuming that it's a classroom, and I'm assuming there's a teacher, and I'm assuming that it's a Christian education, and then it's not a Christian education, and I'm complaining about it the whole time. We have a problem. The question is, I was promised a Christian education. Did I receive a Christian education? All this nonsense about pedagogy and whatever doesn't matter.
It does. I mean,
no, it literally does not. Because I can demonstrate that
is to redefine the narrative and the argument.
What do you mean redefine the narrative? This is what literally occurred.
This doesn't actually work, however.
This is what literally occurred.
You were provided an education.
I was literally not provided a Christian education.
You were provided an education that
I was promised a Christian
Christian
education.
values.
No, you don't.
Christianity.
No, you don't. You provide a platform for atheists and Muslims to post whatever they want to post.
Well, yes. I mean, we're a university that espouses Christian values.
Well, but you could say that, but then you don't provide a Christian education.
Yeah, but there's overlap in terms of those values between numerous faiths. I mean, even atheists have senses of moral goods, legal goods. There's like the entire Christian worldview class looks to extrapolate upon where a sense of morality originates from, and where one's personal code of ethics is derived from. And those can be monotheistic influences, they can be polytheistic influences. I mean, even cultural influences generally are still going to derive themselves in some capacity from some sort or form of religion.
Okay, is Christianity exclusive? Is it an exclusive religion?
Christianity inherently is not an exclusive religion. I mean, Christianity tells us to bring about your marginalized members of society and exalts them above everything else.
So it exalts people above everything else.
I'm sorry?
You're saying that Christianity exalts people above everything else.
No, not above everything else.
That's what you just said.
Christianity doesn't exclude. Christianity as a principal tenet, like, brings the lowest members of society to the forefront.
Okay, so is it an exclusive truth claim? As in, Christianity is true, all other counterclaims not Christianity are false.
You're asking if Christianity is the one true religion or philosophical construct to the exclusion of all others.
I'm asking, is it true? Are the claims of Christianity true to the exclusion of all other claims anti-Christ?
Well, I mean, claims that are going to be anti-Christian, generally speaking, are going to be antithetical to the major tenets of most of your other organized religious structures as well.
Okay, is Christianity true to the exclusion of Islam?
No.
Okay, thus you are exactly wrong. I was promised a Christian education. I did not receive a Christian education, because to say that Christianity is true to the exclusion of Islam is a false claim. The fact of life is that puts you in the camp of anti-Christ. Because Jesus Christ says, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one gets to the Father but through me. That's an exclusive claim. I'm not talking about economic status or any of this other idiot gibberish. I'm talking about an exclusive claim to all truth. All truth is truth of God because it is God who is the truth. Now, either you are teaching that as the core curriculum and you are doing so in the means ordained by God for teaching that, or you are definitionally not a Christian education. You are either Christian or you are anti-Christian. That is the only two biblical categories ever found in the closed canon of Holy Scripture.
Yes, but you're talking about Christianity from a lens that is being interpreted in a way that is highly divisive.
Yeah, no shit. Is Jesus Christ divisive when he said he came to not to unite but to divide?
Correct, but now you're asserting in this claim that your interpretation of this message in this text is correct, absolute, and, you know, even though it flies counter to the interpretation of Christianity and is in many sense contradictory, you know, but I'm not sure exactly what the intention or ultimate point is as it relates to your argument. Because
either I received a Christian education or I didn't.
The absolute authority, but it doesn't allow you to interpret it and say that your interpretation has any greater validity than mine.
Okay, so does your interpretation have greater validity than mine?
I'm not saying that my interpretation has greater validity than yours.
Okay, so will I be getting my money back because of your interpretation?
No.
Exactly the problem. Your interpretation has authority over mine. See, either I get my money back or I don't. And right now you are trying to exercise authority over whether or not I get my money back. I'm making a claim. You're making a counterclaim.
Anyway, to the classification or qualification of Christianity being superior and exclusive.
Yeah, that's exactly what Jesus Christ said. Yeah, oh, absolutely. Christianity is exclusive and superior to all other organized or unorganized religions. Christianity is the only correct religion. But it's not. That's what you said. But it's not. This is beautiful, man. This is beautiful. See, this is beautiful. See, I'm recording all of this, and everything is going to be on the internet, man. Everybody's going to know that GCU is an absolute fraud of an organization. This is beautiful.
Okay.
This is beautiful. I don't even need your permission to record either. I mean, this is all. Everybody on the planet Earth is going to know that GCU is a fraud organization, dude. And it's because of you. You don't believe that Christianity is the only true religion. Even though Jesus Christ disagrees with you.
I'm sorry?
Even though Jesus Christ disagrees with you, you don't believe Jesus Christ.
I'm not even saying that I don't believe Jesus Christ. I'm saying that there's significant overlap in the teachings and what you find in the text between, you know, the Quran, the Old Testament, the New Testament. There's quite a bit of similarity.
Name one similarity, please.
The teaching.
Name one similarity.
A similarity between what? What would you like?
Islam and Christianity.
Okay. Well, there are, let's see.
I only need one similarity.
Okay, so I mean, you have everything from sovereignty of God to angelic beliefs. Both conceive of the idea of heaven and hell.
Okay, so if it is the case that the only way to the Father is by means of through the Son, and Islam believes that Jesus Christ was a mere prophet and not the Son of God, and that it is, point of fact, a heresy to assert that he is God, is it the case that belief in Islam is of eternal consequence? Is there an eternal difference between an intimate relationship with the Son of God versus Islam?
I mean, you're talking about like what would almost be microcosmic differences.
I'm talking about the eternal difference. I'm talking about the eternal difference.
You know, just the Council of Trent. Are you familiar with that?
Which one?
The Council of Trent?
Yeah, which one? There's multiple hundreds of years in between the two different councils of Trent. And I'm not a papist, so.
You're talking about the, wasn't that held between 1545 and 1563?
That would be the first council of Trent, yes.
Okay, well, the idea of Theotokos versus Christotokos.
Okay, so what? We're talking about, is there an eternal consequence between the difference in angelic beliefs from an Islamic perspective versus angelic beliefs from a Christian perspective?
Right, but, you know, like if we're looking at Christotokos versus Theotokos, like that has implications within Christianity. I mean, Christianity really isn't a religion, it's a philosophical construct until you break down into the subspecific denominations, because even Christians have widely varying beliefs once you get down into denominational levels. Like if you're looking at Roman Catholics versus Methodists versus, you know, Calvinist versus Lutheran, Baptist. So
this means absolutely nothing. The first Council of Trent was when Rome officially apostatized, when they anathematized the notion of sola gratia. You became anathematized at the point of believing that it's by grace alone, through faith alone, that one is saved. And it is at that point in time that Rome officially, as an official policy, apostatized from Christianity. So to try and say, like, well, the first Council of Trent had something, you know, Christikos or versus Theotokos, who cares? So what? So yeah, what? I'm talking about the issue is there a difference of eternal consequence between Islam and Christianity? Is the difference in angelic beliefs and all this other stuff of eternal consequence between Islam and Christianity? And you say that Christianity is a mere philosophical thing when Paul explicitly condemns the practice of the philosophy in Colossians 2, I believe it is.
And yet multiple denominations exist that refer to themselves as Christian. And that comes from deeper exploration.
Is the difference between Islam and Christianity of eternal consequence?
I mean, from my religious or spiritual beliefs, no, I don't believe they are.
Okay, thus you are not a Christian, and GCU did not provide a Christian education. You cannot make exclusive truth claims, like, for example, there is not a difference between Islam and Christianity, which is an exclusive truth claim because it excludes the truth claim that there is a difference between Islam and Christianity. Duh.
I mean, there are differences between the two.
Of eternal consequence. Yeah, I'm talking about of eternal consequence.
Result in damnation. I mean, there are differences differences even within Christianity, within the different denominations. But, I mean, aside from, and I can't even think of any particular denomination or sect that would be that zealous as to believe that one denomination is going to deserve damnation while the other one is impugned.
I'm not talking about denominations. I'm talking about Christianity versus not Christianity. You are either Christian or you're not.
Okay. Well, I mean, I'm sorry that we're at an impasse, but I do wish you well. And
Okay. No. You don't understand. You don't understand. See, I'm going to be taking this to court. And a very stupid guy called Jeff Kasparek is going to have to testify to the fact that Christianity is not an exclusive religion. And that means GCU is going to look very, very stupid. Do you understand that?
Okay.
This is beautiful, man. I recorded everything. It's all going online. Look for yourself online.
All right.
You've proven my point, dude. I was promised a Christian education. I didn't receive it. Therefore, I'm due my money back. You promised a product. If I go to the dealership and I say I want to purchase a Toyota Tacoma, and then you deliver to me a Dodge Ram, I'm not owing you any money for the Dodge Ram because I bought a Toyota Tacoma. I was promised a Tacoma. I was promised a Christian education. I know what a Christian education is. You made it very clear that GCU is not in the business of Christianity. Therefore, I get my money back, and you get to look very stupid in front of the entire planet Earth. This is beautiful.
Okay.
I love it that you're being recorded, dude. Okay. I mean, that's how stupid you are. You literally try to justify the fact that, and where is it? Instructors are there to facilitate the course and not teach new material to students. If you're not teaching new material, you are not teaching students.
That's the semantic interpretations of new material.
Okay. Do you know how retarded that? It's profound how stupid you sound. It's profound how stupid you sound because if you're not teaching, I want you to, dude. I'm just gonna keep you on here saying all kinds of stupid idiot nonsense as long as I can. I mean, this is how retarded you are. If you're not teaching new material to students, you're not teaching. This is definitional. And it's not an interpretation. Either new material means new material. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. I want you to, dude. If you're not teaching new material, you're not teaching new material. There is no interpretation of new material. And I mean, we could bring the dictionary into the courtroom. And the judge is going to say, I know what new material is. You're either learning something new, or you're not learning anything new. Dude just hung up. That's how much of a piece of shit this fucking dumbass university is. Grand Canyon University is a fully fledged Antichrist university. If it is the case that Christianity is not true to the exclusion of all other religions, and that other religions can save you equally as much as Christianity can, the fact of life is you're not Christians. That's you're not allowed to say, no, Christianity is not an exclusive truth claim. because no, Christianity is not an exclusive truth claim, end quote, is within itself an exclusive truth claim, to the exclusion of the claim, quote, Christianity is an exclusive truth, or an exclusive truth claim and an exclusive religion to the exclusion of all others, end quote. Truth, because it is the case that we are created in the image of He who is the truth, and He is the truth to the exclusion of all counterclaims to Him, it is the case, therefore, that all truth claims are, by nature, exclusive truth claims. There's no such thing as the myth of inclusiveness. Everybody everywhere notices. Everyone notices. It doesn't matter which side of the political spectrum you are on. The claim of inclusiveness will always be exclusive of everyone who disagrees. How many of these inclusiveness people are talking about, anybody who's not, part of the alphabet mafia, the ABC mafia, the LG, all this stuff? If you're not a part of that, you're Nazi fascist and evil and bad and wrong, and you need to be in a concentration camp, and you need to be all this stuff, right? Right? We all know that this is how this works. Okay? Grand Canyon University is officially not a Christian university. Maximally impossible for GCU to be a Christian university. This is a painfully stupid, painfully retarded, anti-Christ university. And y'all, you got the information right here.